You made it to the Go Commando Show with Fred Galvin. On our new mission, we contend with the naked truths of health, leadership, and overcoming adversity. Now it's time to Go Commando.
Okay, I'm here with two close buddies of mine, Dave and Darren. They're both attack helicopter pilots here on the Go Commando Show. We've interviewed them. You've heard their stories. But we want to talk about the importance of maintaining your friendships, especially if you're a veteran or if you're in a business. You cannot become isolated in the world. That's your first step down. And as they've been pilots and as a military free faller, you cannot lose altitude and not do something. And one of the things that I think is really important is, we all met right around the turn of the century. For some people, that's a long time ago. But we've maintained these friendships through thick and thin. And, all three of us have left the Marine Corps from serving on active duty and gone our different ways. But it's really important. That's what I want to talk about real briefly, to have a network of friends that you maintain, for accountability, so that you're not doing something stupid. And I've had a lot of buddies that got out and, they did something really intense and exciting, whether it's flying helicopters or doing something on the ground with special operations, and they get in a bad position because they go home to wherever they're from. They break off all relationships. They don't feel important. And those are some of the things that we wanted to talk about, trying to recommend and encourage every listener that maybe, you took a new job and you don't have the same kind of friends. But so we're going to discuss a little bit about that. What are your thoughts on maintaining your friendships that you've had over the years through the Marines and other professional relationships?
Well, I think it's essential, just because these are the only people that really understand, what you went through and what you did and everything that's involved with that. I have a lot of really good civilian buddies, good friends. But they're just not going to get it. Sometimes it's difficult, and I don't mind personally, but to be able to connect with people that we kind of came from cut from the same cloth, and we understand each other's experiences because we experienced them together. That's been very important for me.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Darren?
What I like about it is, it's been years since I've seen you guys, but we sit down after about 5 nanoseconds, just like it used to be.
Right.
There's that familiarity that you can't really strike up in just casual conversation with most people, and you miss that in things, especially especially in business. You can get isolated extremely. It's lonely at the top, right? And, so you get outside of those channels, and especially when you're hanging out with buddies from your formative years, you just kind of reminds you of who you are. And,
right.
And I definitely kind of miss that element, day in, day out. But it's also something that you learn to appreciate as well.
Right.
Especially as we get older and things get more serious for some reason. We just kind of we can laugh in each other's presence, and it's very comforting to do that.
And I think a lot of veterans that were mentors to me that served in the Vietnam War, and a lot of even people who I brought in to be guest speakers, former Marine Raiders in World War II, that was something very important and critical for them as they transitioned and left the Marine Corps, to be able to, communicate to their friends. And, these guys have reunions, these Force Recon Marines, these Marine Raiders, and it really brings them some of that importance back that they, lived through some things a lot of people don't live through. And it's really remarkable. So, today's day and age with the technology, whether it's email, social media, cell phones, Skype, people could be around the world. And what I found, like I'm in Northeast Kansas, there's not as many Marine veterans there. So, but it may not even have been somebody that I served with, and I can immediately relate to that individual, and I realize how important it is, whether it was, some person I contacted because of my work or when I was at the university, to really encourage, that person, and how easy it really is to, let them know, like, keep driving on. What happens a lot, I also saw is, because I'm from a small place in Northeast Kansas, some people get off the grid and they retire, or they leave the service and they go back to their hometown, and they kind of get isolated. And even though some of these guys are married and gals, they start making some decisions that aren't so good, whether it's drugs, alcohol, work. They achieved a lot, and some of them, prefer to not drive because they can't find anything as intense and comparable to do that. So they kind of have a withdrawal, and it gets in their mind. And one of the last things that I want to add before I have my buddies provide some other comments is, the VA can do a lot of good for guys, but also if you have some problems like we've had with bumps and, back aches, knee pains, shoulders, different surgeries, the VA will be very helpful oftentimes in giving you some of that pain medication. And some of us, that started when we were in the Marines, giving you Motrin, Advil, whether they call it Recon Candy or what, it eased the pain, but that it gets processed in your liver and kidneys. And some guys get used to taking a lot of that. And some guys mix that with alcohol, and it starts working on your internal organs as you get older. Just saying, a lot of guys that I know, it starts to deteriorate, their internal organs, and then they get behind the power curve in a lot of ways. So be very careful. The VA will help you. A lot of doctors will put you on a lot of prescription medications for pain, but trying to find alternative ways. And we're going to bring some of those conversations to you in the future with acupuncturists, different non-traditional medical practices, to show you how you can naturally and healthy relieve some of that pain. You guys have anything to add as far as the friendships and pain that you have to manage? Or
just you, man.
Okay.
I've been through a couple of herniated discs. Still fight back issues to this day. I don't think it's ever going to go away. But yeah, I flirted with opioid painkillers for a while, so I can understand the draw of it, and I understand it did take care of a lot of the issues, but that was only a temporary solution for a long-term problem, and it's taken a while, but I think it actually, a big part of the reason I'm living in Hawaii was a complete lifestyle change, so that I could focus on diet and health and my family, things like I sort of lost sight of there for a little while, and it's been a good change, but I don't think a lot of people. I can see how that doesn't work for everyone.
Not everybody can move to Hawaii.
Yeah, if you don't have the mechanisms or the safety net in place, it's easy to get lost, and that's where friends and family come in, and just relying on a system that exists. But the VA's, it's not hard to deal with. You just have to know how to ask the questions.
Right.
There's a translational issue there. I think a lot of veterans I know have had hard times with the VA, just didn't know how to explain what was going on, and so it's two different languages. So you got to learn how to translate your situation in a way that they can process it and give you the results you want to see in your life, and fulfill their function, because they do want to help, but you just got to know how to ask that question the right way.
Right. Dave, any final thoughts for yourself?
Just what you said about the VA, those types of issues. That's where the networks of other combat vets. That's where that comes into play. Helping each other out with those processes. some guys are very experienced and know how to navigate those situations with the VA. But regardless what the issue is, I think, for all the services, a combat vet's a combat vet, so that those experiences are those life-threatening, and killing experiences are, very similar, if not the same. And I think Marines are pretty good at finding each other just because of the, fraternal aspects. It might be a little bit stronger than the other services. So, I think it's important to reach out to combat vets and
Yes.
Of all the services. And, I don't just have exclusive Marine groups. And if I meet a combat vet and I've got something in common with them, it's really partial. Marines are my brothers, obviously.
Yes.
But it's important to reach out, regardless of what your issues are, whether it be alcoholism or pills or painkillers or whatever.
And that is a real problem. It's not just a topic on the news these days with veteran suicide, losing, whether it had been 22 or now 20, is a lot of people are being prescribed, and a lot of people understand the dangers, whether it's just an opioid that you take for some pain that blocks you or constipates you or starts to affect your mind. And some veterans mix that with some alcohol, or they go into something heavier and use some drugs that really impact them. One of the key things, like I'd mentioned, some of my mentors from Vietnam and World War II era had talked to me about the importance of maintaining relationships like we have. And, here we are, 3 guys knowing each other, since before the war started, and still not just understand, but deeply value the importance of maintaining your friendships with your brothers that you served with, and instead of cutting yourself off. And we'll go out, went out to Hawaii to visit Darren, the day right as I was retiring. And we always, when we can, get together. Here we're in Fort Worth, and it's very, very meaningful to look back, and not just to have some family, but to have some people that you can confide and talk about some of these important things. 2 other things I want to talk to our listeners about, and we want to continue to help you. And one of the key resources is through our website. So when you go to gocommandoshow.com, go on there and vote and provide that feedback directly to me as far as what topics you like to hear or want to hear more. You can vote on there very easily, whether you want to hear about more health, which we'll talk about in the future, leadership, overcoming adversity, some war stories, or send me an email at fred@gocommandoshow.com. We want to get some more guests on here that can help with different problems that guys are facing, gals. And also on the website, there's 2 things. All of us, we're, a little bit larger guys, 6'3" to 6'5". We've all been athletes, had some serious problems over the years, and dealing with a lot of pain. And when you put on a lot of weight, you deal with a lot of inflammation. I want to talk to you about a product that I use every day. It's called Milk Thistle. You get it through the website from Doctors Recommended Supplements. Now, that's a company that they didn't come to me. I've been using their product, and I wanted to talk to you about it because what it does is it reduces inflammation naturally. It's a natural product, and then also is able to help lower your cholesterol and lower your sugar, your blood sugar. So, those of us that have, and it also cleans out your liver. So whether you're hitting grandpa's sauce a little bit more than you should,
whatever do you mean?
Or if you're a big beef eater and you're ingesting a lot of cholesterol, and you may have to take some blood thinner like Lipitor, and that's affecting your liver. Milk Thistle, which is available through the website and manufactured by Doctors Recommended Health Supplements. You help us by sponsoring the program, and also that product, a group of doctors who formulated this, and they have it tested in third party for quality and potency. So, and then also you see these amazing shirts that our guys are wearing. Get your Go Commando shirt at the store, or polo shirt, long sleeve shirt. This is getting a little cooler these days. Or you get the thermos for you want something hot or cold preserved in the silver bullet. You can get all that on the website, and I'll mail it directly to you. So thank you for supporting the Go Commando show. And we really appreciate you listening, and tell us how I can help you in the future with a future podcast. Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha.
To all my fellow grunts out there who in your youth felt it was your duty to protect us, I salute you. And thanks to the listeners of the Go Commando Show who labor on the farm, who are sweating on the construction site, putting forth your very best at the office. You are making a difference. Support the Go Commando Show in our pursuit of bringing you the highest quality professionals. Infiltrate the website at gocommandoshow.com, where you can view all of the podcasts and arm your team with incredible deals on health supplements, commando clothing, and equipment. Every time that you get a good deal, it supports the show. What deals? When you purchase anything from the website, Amazon, healthcare supplements, you're covering our six. And to the ladies on the team, when you outfit yourself in the super sexy threads from Naked Zebra, and yes, I'm talking about in fuego, you are firing the sniper shot for our commandos. How else can you support? It's simple. You smash the follow and subscribe buttons on our social media. That is how you support us bringing great guests to talk about serious subjects, not the mainstream media's fake news. So thank you, and until our next show, stay in the attack and go Commando.